Hey, this quickie is gonna be extra quick because I don't have a whole lot to say about these movies, but you guys kept asking me about Bob Burnham's Inside, so I'm gonna talk about that and also the Pixar thing, I guess. Bo Burnham is one of my favorite stand-up comedians, but at the same time, it's weird to even call him that. His stand-up comedy sets are more musical performance than anything, and although it's definitely comedic, it's also very genuine. He is by no means a genius when it comes to comedy or lyricism or composition, but he is certainly talented at all of these, and when combined with his personality and his unflinching honesty and vulnerability, he creates something really special. His newest stand-up special, Inside, is even more difficult to consider as stand-up comedy than his previous two specials, as this was filmed during the COVID-19 pandemic in one room with no audience. And rather than just filming a single-take set, he actually uses this format to his advantage. He created something with editing and lighting choices that you could only achieve through multiple takes over a long period of time. He used these choices to his advantage and created jokes that were delivered by the editing itself. There are many humorous and creative moments in this film. I guess it's a film, why not? And it's really respectable and commendable to see someone put their own fears and insecurities on display for the world to see. This is very clearly a form of therapy for him, and I love seeing art that actually has profound meaning to the person that created it. And there's no doubt in my mind that this is equally profound to many in his audience. Bo Burnham actually started out as a YouTuber posting comedic song videos, and what's really cool about Inside is that it's as if he's managed to combine old with the new. In ways, this is just him filming his own comedic song videos again, and in other ways, this is very familiar to his more recent stand-up material. It's a blend that really works well, and I thoroughly enjoy what he created. So yeah, whether you're familiar with Bo Burnham or not, I would highly recommend you check out this and his other Netflix specials. I've only seen this one once, but it might be my favorite, who knows. This is essentially a high-effort minimalist film that proves that you can do a lot with a little, and I'm giving this one an 8 out of 10. I also saw Pixar's Luca, and it was really boring. The only interesting thing about this film is that they decided to style the animation differently than the other Pixar movies, but aside from that, it's just pointless and derivative. Apparently they were trying to be like a Miyazaki movie. It also felt a lot like Call Me By Your Name, except without being explicitly gay. At points it felt like The Little Mermaid. He's like a fish boy and he wants to be on the land. Except he doesn't have to trade his voice or anything. He just kind of gets on land and he has legs now. And his parents are really mad and don't want him to be doing this, but he does it and he wants to get an education, and there's a bike race and they want a Vespa and this boy is his friend, and the people in the Italian town do not like fish monsters, so they have to hide that they are fish monsters. There's quite a lot going on conceptually in this film, but that's kind of its biggest problem, because it doesn't spend time properly developing any of it. It doesn't give any reasons to care about these characters or their goals. By the end of the movie, the conclusion was just so unsatisfying because I didn't give a shit about anything that was happening. I don't know why they're fish monsters. It didn't really add anything to the plot. There was a bully and he doesn't like these two kids and he's like, haha, I'm gonna push you in water. Haha. Oh no, not water. That's like the one thing that you'll find out I'm a sea monster from. If only this bully was more creative and didn't want to just use water against me. I was really expecting more from the dynamic of the main character and his parents and why they don't want him to be going in the not ocean. They kind of just gloss over it and then forget about it the rest of the movie. Like, that conflict didn't really need to be there at all. Nothing in this movie felt justified. The whole experience was incredibly uninspired. None of the voice acting was anything special. None of the characters were interesting. The animation was like, oh, that's kind of neat, I guess. It was kind of cool. It wasn't anything like to write home about, though. It was a low-tier Pixar movie. It was better than The Good Dinosaur, and I'm giving this one a 3 out of 10. Hey everyone, here's an update for the larger YMS content. I know everybody's been waiting for the Lion King YMS. Well, I injured myself, for those of you who don't know. I got tendonitis in both arms from mouse and keyboard overworking. I wound up mostly healing myself from it, but I'm at the point where it's like, okay, well, I'm getting things done again still, but I don't want to overdo it and get back in the same situation that I put myself in. There was a good amount of time, I guess a month, where I decided to just work on my 2016 list, which involved me just sitting down on the couch, laying on the couch, and just watching movies, which, I mean, sure, you can say, yeah, that's not real work, but it's stuff that has to get done for me to make the list anyway, so I just decided to do a whole bunch of that over the course of 1 month, and so I got a good head start on that. But because I did that and decided to rest my wrists, my tendons, my arms, I got sciatica, so now my leg's fucked. So, yeah, I'm in a world of hurt and pain, still trying to get things done. Now, unfortunately, when it comes to me working on this channel and doing things for this channel, it's not like the YMS video for The Lion King is like the only thing that I've been working on for the past year. That's obviously not true, as evidenced by the bunch of other content that's been out. The gaming channel needs to be managed as well. I released an entire album, like a 12-song album. That was 4 years in the making, so that was already like postponed a million times. Also had to get that out. Oh yeah, and another contributing factor here was the pandemic, obviously, because during a normal year, if I were just to be working mouse and keyboard, blah, 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 I would be taking natural breaks from that just by, I don't know, hanging out with a friend every couple weeks, or going to a convention, or going to a film festival. And those natural breaks wound up, I guess, just preventing my wrists from getting in this condition in the first place. But because I'm a person that took the pandemic seriously, and I work from home, and I just didn't do shit except, edit, computer stuff, that's what put me in this situation. And to add on to that, film festival season, which is usually around September, I was able to attend more of those last year, not in person, but from home than usual, because it was from home, right? I didn't have to travel everywhere for it, and I could just do it online. So I was able to attend more of them and watch more movies from each of them. And because I was doing this from home, at a normal film festival, I would, just be in a theater watching a movie, not doing anything else. And then after, I would jot down a few point form notes in my phone of just things that I wanted to make sure I remember when I recorded the Quickie review later. For this, because it was in my own home, these bunch of film festivals that I attended virtually, I was just jotting notes down on my phone during the film. And much more complicated notes, longer notes, right? And it's part of the typing on the phone that also added to the tendinitis. So all of that combined kind of fucked up my wrists, and apparently this runs in the family. If you look at the parts of the After Earth YMS review that my mom's in, you can see that she's wearing a wrist brace because she fucked up her wrists permanently, and I don't want to be in that situation. She did not take it seriously, and she kept working through it. She had a desk job, she had an office job, and now she can't open a jar. I want to be a person that is still able to play instruments. I, obviously have a passion for music. I don't want to be in a situation where I'm doing irreversible damage to myself. So, the way that the Lion King review is at this moment is it is longer than my Old Boy review in terms of what I have done. It will be longer than the Kimba review when it's finished. Because I'm in a situation where originally I didn't want to split the video into two parts, because I just like it better all as one part, my initial thought process when I was taking time to heal from my tendons, which are not even fully healed, but they're good enough that I can get some stuff done intermittently anyway. The thought process was, okay, well, when I'm healed, I'll just get back into it and I'll crunch like I used to, and just finish the whole thing up, and it would be out by the end of the year. Because I like the idea of having a gigantic project out within the year. I don't like the idea of, being able to look at a year and just being like, there was no large YMS review this year. Like, I don't like that. So I wanted to have something out. The point in time every single year, annually, that I can get the most done is in spring and summer, before film festival season starts kicking back in. Because I'm still injured and I cannot work at 100%, it's not going to be out this year unless I split it into two parts. So what I'm thinking right now is I basically have the first 2 hours of it done, And it's looking like, completely unironically, honestly, it's looking like it's going to be about 4 hours long by the time I'm finished it. Like, I'm not even at the halfway mark in the movie, and it's over 2 hours long, right? I made it to, like, the initial incident. So this, yeah, the total video is definitely going to be 4 hours long, around there. So might as well just split it into 2 parts. Just say it's like 2 reviews, right? I'll do the Patreon credits and everything in between. But that's the only way any of it is going to get released this year, and I do want to release something this year for it. So as it is right now, seeing as how I mentioned earlier that it's not the only thing that I'm working on ever, I'm trying to finish up doing the trim editing for the Oscars video that's late that I couldn't work on because I'm injured. So I'm getting some work done on that. Need to get more work done on that. And then there's also the 420 awards. So both of those things are behind in terms of what they should be in the schedule anyway. So I need to get those out. And then after those are out, then I can do the finishing touches to the first 2 hours of the YMS review and call it a part 1. It's not like I can just press a button and release it right now. I have to do all of the audio editing. That is time consuming, especially considering how I do it. I don't know if you've ever noticed a lot of YouTubers really suck when it comes to leveling their audio, when it comes to creating a video that you don't have to constantly turn up and down. You'll notice how my videos are pretty fucking good at that, and that's because I spend time on that. Anyway, yeah, so I want it to be polished, as usual. I'm not going to half-ass it. And still need to just go over it a few more times and make sure, that I have what I want to be for the part 1 or whatever. So anyway, that's where we're at. I'm going to release part 1 this year and part 2 next year. And I'm not going to get any more specific than that when it comes to the dates. Because by the time part 1 is, like, published or whatever, it's going to be film festival season again. And I'm going to be wanting to do the film festival stuff. I'm not going to just abandon watching new movies, especially when that's what I should be doing to, like, rest my wrists anyway, right? Because I've taken this pandemic so seriously and basically not done anything except, like, computer shit. I do want to be able to travel again soon, too. That doesn't mean, like, I'll just take an entire month off or anything like that. But I am planning on making time for these things. I'm trying to make a lifestyle change because clearly what I was doing before was not working, and now I'm injured on 3 of my limbs. Which is funny because the only one I'm not currently injured on is the one that I dislocated my knee on in 2012. And that still sucks. So I guess you could say I'm currently injured for that too. But anyway, yeah, I'm trying to make lifestyle changes. I'm trying to not overwork myself and push myself and put myself in this a situation that's even worse off because of it. Trying to schedule myself so that I'm doing things like a normal person for the first time instead of just having this weirdly obsessive overworking mentality. Which, I had to learn the hard way from, unfortunately. But I still have time to correct it. I'm self-employed. I can continue doing this and figure out ways to make it so that the editing process is less of my work and more of somebody else's work. Like, it's already outsourced for a lot of it, but there's certain projects where it's like I need my specific voice to be in there. But yeah, we'll see how things go. And that's where we're at right now. Part 1 this year, part 2 next year. Will I work on something else in between? Maybe. I'm going to be watching movies for my 2016 list. When I say something else, I mean obviously a larger project. Obviously, I'll be working on other smaller things in between. Sorry for my rambling, but this is the only way I can really get all this out. Yeah. I would... It sucks because I'm moving forward in time, Synecdoche, and as I'm trying to catch up on all of these other things that have been postponed for so long, there are other things that are coming up that I need to focus on at the same time. Like the Saw Spiral movie came out. I would love to do a good video on that. I don't think it could possibly be a large YMS review to the caliber of this Lion King thing that is apparently the worst movie ever made because I have a billion things to say about it. But, you know, I would like to at least watch over Saw Spiral again and take some good notes with it. Obviously not typing on my phone to do it anymore. Learned my lesson, but yeah, other things that I want to work on. I want to get that fucking 2016 list down. Anyway, I'm just rambling now. So, wanted to keep y'all in the loop, and that's where we're at. And so I apologize if people want high quality things sooner, but I am not willing to permanently injure myself in completely preventable ways that would make me loathe myself for the rest of my life for zero benefit. So we're gonna get it done, hopefully sooner rather than later, but we're gonna just take it one day at a time. Sorry about the wait. Sorry for fucking getting injured, I guess. Thanks, everybody. Peace out. Bye-bye. Does it let you abuse me, too, or is this just a one-way sexist game?
Oh, is this a bullshit game? Let me see if I can shoot a goddamn nail at your face.
Oh! Oh!
Okay.
No! Take it out! Take it out! It hurts! No!